Interesting. I don't always report on higher ed. So can you just clarify for us all? You said something about tracking the number of student parents. Does not every college in the US ask that question and know that about their student body?
Correct. So when I first started Generation Hope, I thought, well, I'll just go around to the various colleges and I'll ask, how many parenting students do you have? And they didn't know. And that's because most colleges in this country do not track the parenting status of their students. They don't have any idea how many of their students are parenting, what their needs are, what their experiences are. And it's so important. We've seen, for example, over the past few years, a more attention going to food insecurity for college students. We've seen headlines and news about the fact that there are so many college students that are food insecure. One thing that I always like to talk to people about is, isn't it important to know that not only that student is food insecure, but that they have two other mouths to feed? And that is data right now that most colleges and universities just don't have. So some of the work that we do at Generation Hope is helping institutions stand up data collection systems to be able to track that status, to be able to know at any given time how many of your students are parenting. And we've worked with colleges that once they stand up that data, find out 30% of their college students are parenting. And it's important to know that in terms of how do we make sure those students get to the graduation stage, given that they have so many hurdles before them as parenting students.
And when you cite these numbers, it seems like such a significant portion of the population. And I don't know if you've done this analysis, but what's the economic potential that we as a country have in better supporting this constituent group? Is there a higher GDP associated if more of these students end up graduating? Or can you maybe paint the picture for us of the future that could be if there was more support?
Absolutely. So the Institute for Women's Policy Research has done a lot of work around this and looking state by state to see if a single mother, for example, were to get her a bachelor's degree, her associate's degree, how much money would come back into that state, right? Through income tax, through all the other things that we know that income can bring in. And it doesn't even begin to touch on, it's very much about dollars, but it doesn't even begin to touch on the fact that many of these students go on to become public school teachers, computer engineers. We have alums here at Generation Hope that are doing incredible things. They're working for the government. They're nonprofit professionals. They're nurses. They're giving back in these incredible ways that we all benefit from, right? So it's not only that there is a significant return in income tax, it's saving us money on public benefits that have to go out. But it's also really investing back into our communities, our schools, our organizations, into our own families, our own lives, and helping our communities get better. This is untapped talent. This is amazing potential. We have students in our program who are perfect 4.0 students, and they might have 2 or 3 children. And I think the perception is that they don't want to get a college degree, that they don't have the cognitive abilities, and our students fly in the face of those stereotypes. So it is beneficial for our entire country to be investing in mothers and fathers who want to get their college degrees, particularly those who have been really marginalized and kept at the fringes.